What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Miami season 5 episode 4. So we start this episode off, we have Julia and Martina. We find out that Julia is just miserable, okay? She doesn't like living in Miami Beach. She would rather be back on her farmhouse. She misses her girls. Martina is traveling all the time, and she says she is just bored. Martina is like, listen, you are going to have to figure it out. Like, this is your new normal. The girls are probably not coming back. And even if they come back, it's not going to be permanently. You know, your daughter's in college. Your other daughter is living abroad. Your other daughter is finishing up high school with her father. They are probably never going to live back in this house as one big happy family, right? And she says, listen, and she's basically telling her, you have to figure out your new happy. And here's where a lot of couples run into problems. Because Martina was like, she said, well, you're always traveling. And she said, yeah, but I think when I traveled before, you had the girls. And so now that the girls are gone, my being gone, my traveling schedule is that much more elevated. Outside of the fact that she's filming this show, why can't you just go with Martina? Why can't you travel with her? She's going to different tennis tournaments around the world, and maybe she's traveling for pleasure. I don't know. Like when she went to Aspen, it sounded like she went to Aspen for leisure. Why couldn't you go with her? She went on a ski trip. Like, were you not invited, or do you just not like to ski? And once again, maybe that was something that wasn't a problem before because you had the girls and Martina would go do her ski thing. But now that you don't have the girls, girl, go skiing with your woman. You better get on that plane and go hang out with her. Like, y'all have no reason to hold y'all there. I don't think it's a financial situation. I mean, I don't know her paycheck, but I don't think it's a financial issue. So you have to figure out what makes you happy. And unfortunately, I hope, again, this is where you hear about couples who've been together for 30 years and then all of a sudden after all the kids leave, they get divorced. Because once the kids are not there as a buffer, then you start peeling back the layers and realize, wait a minute, I don't know if I like you anymore. Later on in the episode, Julia is very upset. She's crying and she's basically telling them that she has become not a nice person. And she hasn't been a very nice person to Martina, and very affectionate to Martina, to the point where Martina told her, girl, either get it together or I'm going to have to leave. Because I'm not going to live like this. Like, I'm not going to be unhappy. I'm not going to be mistreated. I'm not going to be miserable. My wife doesn't want to show me affection. My wife she never used the word intimate, but maybe it's even spilled over into their intimacy. And Martina is like, girl, life is short. Like, I'm not doing this. And so she was upset about that, as well. Child Larsa has her dog party. Listen, they will make up any reason to have a damn party on these reality shows, right? So they were having a birthday party for her dog. It was cute, but ridiculous at the same time, right? Because they had all these different, things set up for the dogs to play with, the doggy treats and the dog cake. And it says, let's party, but PAW. TY. It was really cute. And then, of course, all the ladies have dogs. So they all brought their dogs to the damn party, right? Now, we know that Larsa had an ulterior motive for all of this because she is in business with a dog collar company. So I'm sure this was like a 2-for-1 situation, right? Where she could advertise for this dog collar. So that's cute. That's genius. I ain't even mad at you, Larsa. I'm not mad at you. Okay, girl? And like I said, all the ladies showed up except for Nicole, who had to work, and who else had to work? Nicole had to work. And there were so many of them that got jobs, child. Who the other one that have a real job? Nicole. Maybe it was Marisol. Marisol was gone this whole episode. She was out of town. So it might have been Marisol. But Marisol wasn't working. She just wasn't there, child. But anyway, the ladies showed up, like I said, with their pooches. And Lisa shows up, and we find out that they had to put their other dog down, which of course is very emotional, for dog lovers. And, they become like they're part of your family. They become like a child to you. So we saw a scene where her and Lenny was just broken up. I mean, he was crying. He was boo-hooing. But they ended up having to put the dog down. And Larsa was like, girl, I'm sorry. Like, if I had known, I would have picked a different day. Like, I didn't realize that. And she said, well, no, I don't want to, I didn't want to damper anybody's day. So, the show must go on, so to speak. Julia bought a damn goat. Julia, you just be trying to be different for no reason. Because you have dogs. I would give you a pass if you didn't have a dog. But you have a dog because you brought the dog to the beach in the last episode. You have a dog, ma'am. Why would you bring a goat? You just try to be different just for the sake of being different. Because there's absolutely no reason in the world for you to bring a goat to a dog party. Anyway, Larsa gives everybody the damn collars because, of course, like I said, this was all a business expense for her to advertise for her damn dog collar. Now, her and Lisa end up going off to the side and having a conversation. I'm sick of this argument. I mean, Lisa is trying to explain to Larsa that it's not a mortgage, it's a line of credit. And Larsa is like, girl, it's the same thing. Like, at the end of the day, and why does it matter? Like, the only reason why I brought it up is because you were talking about where I live. I wasn't talking about where you live. I was just talking about the building. Girl, that's where I live. Like, stop playing word games. That is where I live, man. Adriana makes the announcement that she's going to have a BBL. Girl, I know you're not getting ready to have a BBL after you gave Larsa all that hell for her big ass. She said, well, Larsa, will you help me? Will you be with me on my journey? Larsa was like, yeah, girl, no. Like, that's a hard no. Because you literally gave me hell all last year about my body work and my BBL and how big my ass was. So, yeah, no. And I think it's weird. And I think it's weird that you even asking me to be a part of it. Like, girl. Anyway. So then we have Nicole talking to her mom about her father. They go on a picnic with her son. He is so cute. I love her son. He is a cutie patootie. And he's with, grandma, his abuela. And they're having a picnic. And listen, let me say this. I said it in the last episode, the last review. Nicole, at this point in life, you're going to have to, if you want your father in your life, you're going to have to accept him for who he is now. Her father was like, listen, I want a relationship with my daughter, but what I'm not going to do is be her punching bag. And I'm not going to feel like, she's not going to make me always feel like I have to apologize for mistakes I made in the past. Like, I'm sorry, I've apologized. I'm not that person anymore. I've definitely made better decisions. But Nicole is still punishing him, not only for what he did when he ended up going to jail, but then when he got out of jail, how he treated her and her brother differently. She said, he always took my brother on trips. Like, they went to the Super Bowl every year. I wanted to go to the Super Bowl. He never took me to the Super Bowl. So I'm not saying you wrong for being upset, but what you're doing, the way you're expressing it is wrong. I mean, I'm just coming in on this. I don't know what conversations you've had in the past with your father about what he did or didn't do or how he treated you or didn't treat you. So let me be fair about that. But what I will say is now you are in a situation where, and your mother talked to him, and that's essentially what your mother tried to tell you. Like, your dad is 60, 70 years old. He's not going to change. He is who he is. He said, look, I don't understand why when she invites me to family functions, I can't bring my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend been together for 3 years. Like, at a certain point, you just got to let it go and accept it. And Nicole was like, well, she can't come. She's a bimbo. Girl, what you mad about? Her and your daddy and your mama ain't getting back together. He's been with this woman for 3 years. She might be a bimbo. She might be a bimbo. But you're going to sacrifice your relationship with your father because he wants to bring his girlfriend to a family function. And then later on in the episode, what Nicole heard. See, there's a difference between what people say and what you hear. He said, well, if I can't bring my girlfriend, then I'm not going to come. She said, well, he doesn't want to have anything to do with me if I won't accept his girlfriend. That's not what he said. What he said was, I'm not going to come to any family functions that you invite me to if I can't bring my girlfriend. He didn't say y'all can't talk on the phone, which by your soon-to-be husband said you don't even take your father's calls when he calls you. Your father calls, you don't pick up the phone. So he didn't say we can't talk on the phone. He didn't say we can't meet up for lunch from time to time. He didn't even say that we can't have a small intimate, like me and you have dinner with my grandson or whatever. He didn't say any of that. He just said, I am no longer going to tell my girlfriend that she can't come to family functions, and we've been dating for 3 years. Reverse that. If you and your now soon-to-be fiance have been dating for 3 years and your father said, well, you can come and your grandson and your son can come, but you can't bring him. And you're like, but hello, we've been together for 3 years. We live together. He asked me to marry him. We have a child together. Why can't I bring him? What is the problem? So again, Nicole, I'm sick of this storyline too, girl. Either you're going to accept your daddy or you're not. But at this point, stop punishing him and stop whining to everybody else about how horrible of a father he is and how terrible of a father he was to you. Girl, get it together. So Lisa is having her good vibes pool party. Now, Miami, I don't know if it's editing. I don't know if it's talk. I don't know what it is. But earlier that day, well, I don't know. I guess it was the same day. I don't know. Lisa said that they had put the dog down that day. Now, when she was talking about the good vibes, she said it was the day before. So I guess, I mean, no, that's not what I'm saying. This was a lot that happened in 48 hours is what I'm trying to say. You put the dog down, then you went to a doggy party, then the very next day you having your good vibes. But I guess when they filming, they have to kind of get it all in. I don't know. But Marisol still wasn't there, so I guess this was all within a couple of days of each other because Marisol was a Chicago child. She said she was on her way to Wrigley Field, okay? So they're having this party at Lisa's, and again, it's beautiful. They have this beautiful backyard with this beautiful backdrop, you know, and they make a big deal to talk about the difference between Lisa's parties and Lenny's parties, right? Lisa's parties are with friends and family and people that she knows. Lenny's parties are with bimbos, basically, people that he's giving boobs to. I don't know. It's crazy. So the ladies all show up, and of course they look fabulous, honey. They look fabulous. Lenny looks good. Lenny said he's dropped like 65 pounds. And again, I say to Lisa, Lisa's not stupid. Lisa's not crazy. She knows that something ain't right in the state of Denmark. I don't think she thought it was to the point where it ended up getting to, but she definitely knew that things weren't good, right? Adriana shows up. She looks, I mean, they all look very nice. I mean, I don't need to keep going down the line. But I have to give the prize of the day to Nicole, okay? Everybody else pulled up in their Ubers or, you know, their drivers with their, you know, SUVs. Baby Nicole pulled up in her boat and docked her boat. I said, listen, I'm not even mad about it because let me tell you something. The first time I went to Miami, and this was years ago, the first time I went to Miami, and we went to a restaurant. And that's literally what happened. The restaurant was on the water, and they had docks where people could literally pull up in their boat and get off the boat and go have dinner and then get back on their boat. And that's the first time I've seen some shit like that. Like, DC has a harbor and stuff, but it's all gentrified and built up now. But when I was growing up, we went to the wharf to buy crabs and go home. And people did have boats out there and stuff like that. But it wasn't, I ain't see it, okay? Forget it. I ain't gonna go down, because somebody gonna put in the comments, DC has it. All right, but I ain't see it, okay? I ain't see it. And I was just like, that's crazy. So, Nicole, girl, you get the award of the day, because you pulled up in your boat. And I ain't even mad at you, okay? I'm not mad at you at all, girl. So, we found out that the ladies are going to go to Key West. Lisa's inviting them to Key West. She said, you know, I just, you know, if everything going on with us putting the dog down, I just need some time. You know, I want to spend some time with you ladies. We're going to go down to Key West for a couple of days, and we're going to have ourselves a good time, yada, yada, yada. I already talked about the conversation with Julia, talking about Martina. I already talked about Nicole telling them about her dad. But the main thing that happened down to this situation was that hot mic moment with Lenny. Okay, the hot mic moment with Lenny, where Lenny is talking to his friend. Now I almost feel like Lenny wanted to be heard, because you're not that stupid, you're not that green. You've been doing this for a long time. You knew you had that mic on, and his friend even said to him, "Are you mic'd?" He said, "Yeah, that's why I'm whispering, sir." The purpose of a microphone is to amplify your voice and get all sounds, including whispers, on tape. Like, do you not understand how a microphone works, sir? You had a microphone on, whispering, and you weren't even covering up. Like, I couldn't hear you doing nothing to try to cover it up. So I almost felt like he wanted to be heard. But basically what he said was that, because the guy was like, "Yep, I'm officially single now." And he was like, "Well, yeah, I'm probably going to be single in a few weeks too." And his friend was like, "What? Does anybody know?" And he was like, "Nope, nobody knows. Nobody knows." And he was like, "Well, are you still sleeping with Lisa? Like, are y'all still, sleeping together?" And he said, "No." He said, "Because I would feel like I'm cheating on the person I really care about." I said, "Oh, snap." Ooh. Now, he said that the reason why he's leaving, he said it's the same problems, nothing's changed, that basically, she does what she wants, comes and goes what she wants, and all he gets to do is just go to work and come home, go to work and come home. And I don't know, it sounded weird. Like, so you mad? You jealous because you allowed her to be a spoiled, rich doctor's wife? Like, that didn't make sense to me. But again, stuff like that doesn't happen overnight. It's built up. His friend said, "Well, have you talked to her about it?" He was like, "Yeah, I've tried to talk to her." So we will see, y'all. But that's what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.